Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessie Nealand, and today we're going to be talking about body checking. So, if you've seen my other work, you probably have heard this term before. If you struggle with body image issues, you might be doing this without even realizing that it has a term, a label, but it does. Body checking is the act of habitually and sometimes compulsively looking for data on whether or not your body has changed, usually coming from a place of anxiety, body image issues, negativity, sort of scrutinizing. It's the thing you do when you look in the mirror and you're like zooming in to see, like, does this look fat? Does that look small? Does this look big? Does this look wrinkled? Like that zooming in, if you're doing a lot of that, can be called body checking. You can also do this in other ways. I mean, you might be someone who habitually looks in the mirror to see if their hair is okay. That would be sort of body checking. It would be hair checking, right? If it just happens occasionally, you're just nothing about that is necessarily compulsive, then there's nothing really here to talk about. But a lot of people who struggle with body anxiety are doing it constantly. And if they're not doing it, they're thinking about doing it. Where's the next mirror? I can check this thing. Or, they're looking at pictures and trying to find data like, does this, look big or small? Or do I look like I've gained or lost weight or whatever? So there's so much of a anxious drive or a compulsion to do body checking behaviors for a lot of people who are struggling with body image. The interesting thing is that actually body checking makes your body image worse. What it tends to be for is somebody who's trying to figure out, am I okay? They're like, do I look okay? Am I okay? Am I safe? It's that behavior that is attempting to relieve yourself of the suffering and stress and anxiety of body image issues. So it's intended to make you feel better. It actually makes you feel worse. It actually makes your body image worse because it makes your dysmorphia worse. And it makes you get all messy in your head about what you look like because you're so zoomed into the little details of what it is that you are checking, which most people have either specific body parts or features that they're always checking. Like some people will say, the first thing I do in the morning is I wake up and I feel my hips. How are my hips? That's what I check. It's like, okay, I'm okay. Like they're the same size as yesterday. Or maybe they'll try on the same pair of jeans, regularly so that they can see, am I gaining or am I losing weight? What's going on? It's the question of, am I okay? I need information. And a lot of times, people who do the most body checking also have the most dysmorphia, meaning they have a completely unrealistic view of themselves and their body in their own minds. And this is a chicken or egg situation because the more you body check, the more likely you are to be dysmorphic. Because again, you are messing, you are creating a little funhouse mirror situation in your head. You're losing track of yourself as a whole human person. And you're getting really drawn in. It's like you become a Mr. Potato Head of a body. You're like, you just see a bunch of limbs and a hips and a butt, and you don't see yourself as a person when you're doing a lot of that zoomed in checking. So that dysmorphia starts to escalate. Now you're like, now I have no idea what I look like. And then your body image gets worse or your body anxiety gets worse because you're like, I don't know if I'm fat or thin or pretty or ugly. I don't know anything about it because I can't trust what I see in the mirror. So the worse your dysmorphia gets, the worse your anxiety gets, and then you want to body check more. You want to check all day looking for the information that would help you feel safe, help you feel better. Am I okay? Is this okay? Are things, do I need to be on alert for a problem? And that is what those behaviors are intended to do. So if this is you, if you have experienced body checking, you can just know that this is a normal part of the experience of body image issues for a lot of people. And we can think of it as both a little bit of a compulsion at times, meaning you're thinking about it, even if you're not doing it. You're like, man, I wish I could check if, my butt looks good or whatever. And you can't. You would just be in your head going through that kind of body checking thought. And also a behavior. So the body checking behavior is a thing you can totally control. You can choose not to go through old photographs and compare yourself, between then and now. You can choose not to get that big magnifying mirror and zoom in to specific features of like your pores and your wrinkles and whatever, your gray hairs. You can choose not to stand in front of the mirror before you get in the shower and scrutinize and pick yourself apart bit by bit. So those are the behaviors that you have absolute control over, being able to shift that habit, which should over time make some of your dysmorphia a little lighter, a little easier to deal with, and therefore offer you a little of the relief that you are looking for by doing those behaviors. Ideally, that lowers some of the thoughts. If you're dealing with a lot of compulsive thoughts, it also will lower some of the volume or intensity of the thoughts saying you have to check. So if this is a part of your experience, I highly recommend exploring what this relationship for you is between body checking and body dysmorphia and body image. Is it really offering you the relief you think it is to try to get information? Why is it so important to get the information in the first place? This is people asking partners or friends a lot too. Like, do I look fat in this? Do I look like, does this look okay? Does this make my arms look like whatever? There's all these trying to get information. So what is the point of that information? To convince yourself that you look okay. What is the point of convincing yourself that you look okay? It's that you're safe, right? It's like that nobody's going to judge me and I'm going to be able to have safe relationships and my partner's going to desire me and my friends are going to accept me. And so that's the thing that really needs to get dealt with. So if you're looking for a feeling of peace and safety, that's where you want to look, not finding more data about how you happen to look today. That's body checking stuff. So I hope this was helpful for you. Go ahead and hit like and subscribe if so, and I will catch you next week.